there, friends! Today we're going to read another version of a gingerbread story. But today our story is not about the gingerbread man. Our story is about the gingerbread baby. Oh my goodness, look, he's so small and cute. If you remember in the gingerbread man books, he always said, "Run, run as fast as you can. You can't catch me. I'm the gingerbread man." When we're reading today, listen closely to see if you hear those words or if you hear some different words. Compare the story to the ones we have already read. Are you ready? This book is by Gingerbread, one of my very favorite authors. I love, love, love her stories because the pictures are so beautiful and because she has these cool clue pictures on each side of the story that shows what is happening somewhere else in the world, not just on this page. Isn't that cool? All right, here we go. We're going to read. It was cold outside and it was warm inside. A fine day for gingerbread, Maddie thought. Maddie's mother put the big blue bowl on the table and lit the stove. Maddie took down a worn-looking cookbook with old-fashioned writing on the cover. He opened it up to the page that said, Gingerbread Baby. They measured and mixed. Maddie rolled the dough into the shape of a gingerbread boy, and they popped him in the oven. Bake a full 8 minutes. No more, no less. Do not peek, the recipe read. Maddie listened to the clock. Tick, tock, tick. 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3, 4, 5. Maddie couldn't wait any longer. Wait a second. The recipe said, do not peek. What do you think is going to happen? He opened the oven door to take a peek. Instead of a gingerbread boy, out popped a gingerbread baby. He pranced around the big blue bowl. I'm the gingerbread baby, fresh from the pan. If you want me, catch me if you can. Maddie's mother reached for the gingerbread baby to put him back in the oven, but he ran all around the kitchen. The door opened and in came Maddie's father. What's that delicious smell? He asked as the gingerbread baby tumbled through his legs and outside into the yard. Look, there he is. He went right through the daddy's leg. And look, you can see in our clue pictures some of the things that were happening. This picture shows what was happening in the kitchen, the leftover dough from when he made the gingerbread boy. And there's the gingerbread baby out into the snow. He ran by the tabby cat. She twitched her tail and sprang at him. They rumbled and tumbled, but the gingerbread baby came out on top. He ran toward the garden wall. The dog caught a whiff of him and sniffed along behind him. But the gingerbread baby was halfway up when the dog caught up. He barked and barked as the gingerbread baby climbed over the wall. Maddie was still inside. He heard his mother and father yelling. He heard a cat meowing and a dog barking, and he heard the gingerbread baby shouting, "Catch me if you can!" Maddie opened up the worn-looking cookbook for the second time. What do you think Maddie's going to do? He's not out there chasing the gingerbread man like the people did in the other stories, is he? Maddie has a different plan. Meanwhile, the gingerbread baby wheeled on down the path and into the barn. The goats looked up as he somersaulted across their backs. The last one tried to catch him, but the gingerbread baby was too fast. Martha and Madeline were standing by the well when the gingerbread baby stopped to take a drink. They looked at each other and winked. Martha walked to him while Madeline tiptoed up behind with the bucket. What do you think they're trying to do? They're trying to catch him. But they couldn't fool that gingerbread baby. Look, we can see Maddie in our clue pictures. He's using that recipe book to make something. I wonder what it is. The gingerbread baby took a braid from Martha and a braid from Madeline and tied them in a knot and ran down the road. Oh, that is a naughty gingerbread baby. Back in the house, Maddie stirred, mixed, and rolled the dough. He shaped it, put it in a pan, and into the oven. Tick, tock, tick. 8 long minutes. This time he didn't peek. I will catch him if I can, Maddie said to himself. I wonder what Maddie's plan is. He made something that he thinks will help him catch that gingerbread baby. As he was bouncing along, the gingerbread baby saw a farm wagon just ahead. He jumped in and settled down for a ride next to a mama pig. The smell of the gingerbread was too much for her. She tossed him high into the air, closed her eyes, and opened her mouth. But the gingerbread baby twisted in the air, came down hard on her porky snout. That's her nose. I'm the gingerbread baby, too quick for the mother and the father, too fast for the cat, the dog, the goats, too clever for Martha and Madeline, too smart for the mama pig. Who's left? Catch me if you can! Oh my goodness, and look, he's gonna run through the town. You can see the pig and the carriage are still behind him. Feeling smug, the gingerbread baby strolled along by himself until he came to a bridge that crossed over into the village. Just as he got to the middle, he heard running feet behind him and saw a crowd of villagers ahead of him. The gingerbread baby was trapped. He jumped up on the railing, backflipped through the air, and landed on a chunk of ice floating down the river. Look, he had all the animals coming from this side and more people from this side, so he went down into the river. Look, you can see Maddie. He's building something. The ice bobbed along with the gingerbread baby, dancing on top and singing in a loud voice, "Look at me, and what do you see? The best gingerbread baby ever!" Until his feet got cold and he jumped ashore. Who was that watching from the trees? It was a fox. He crept up behind the gingerbread baby, ready to eat him up. But the fox couldn't help himself, and he licked his chops. Chops are like his lips. He went smack, smack. The gingerbread baby heard himself and ran as fast as he could. Just when the fox was catching up, the gingerbread baby saw the milk and cheese man with his can of milk. The perfect hiding place, he thought. He lifted the lid and lowered himself inside. He was so pleased that he sang in the top of his gingerbread voice, "Ha ha ha! Hee hee hee! You'll never find me! I'm the gingerbread baby! Catch me if you can!" The milk and cheese man heard the gingerbread baby's voice. "Who's meddling with my milk?" he shouted and lifted the lid. But the gingerbread baby was ready. He jumped up and tweaked his nose. Oh my goodness. Look, you can see Maddie. What's he doing? Now the milk and cheese man, the fox, the villagers, the mama pig, Martha and Madeline, the bleating goats, the barking dog, the meowing cow, the father and the mother were all after the gingerbread baby and getting closer. And he knew it. The brash baby was not as peppy and proud as he had been. He sniffed a familiar smell and followed his nose to the woods. What do you think he smells? Look at all these people following behind the gingerbread baby. How would you feel if you were him? I think I'd be pretty scared. All those people trying to catch me. I'm wondering what he's smelling in the woods. He couldn't believe what he saw. There, in the middle of the clearing, was a gingerbread house, frosted with sugar, covered with candy, and doors with peppermint handles wide open. The gingerbread baby clapped his hands with glee and ran inside. Where did that gingerbread house come from? Look who's hiding behind the tree. It's Maddie. That whole time in our glue pictures, when we saw Maddie, he was baking and building a gingerbread house to catch the gingerbread baby. Oh, he had such a smart idea. In a tick-tock-tick, everyone arrived in the clearing, but all they found were a few bits of frosting, a peppermint candy, and some crumbs. The father exclaimed, "The gingerbread baby has finally met his match." "I wonder who it was," the mother said. "Let's go home and tell Maddie." So look at that, all the people think that someone ate the gingerbread baby. But is that true? What do you think? Do you think Maddie ate the gingerbread baby? You can see him. He's got his gingerbread house and he's headed home. "Hello, Maddie," said his father when they got home. "We never did catch that gingerbread baby. All we found were some crumbs in the snow." "I see you've been busy," his mother said, looking at the gingerbread house Maddie was holding. "Too bad we never caught that gingerbread baby." "Too bad," said Maddie. Only Maddie could hear the tiny voice from inside the gingerbread house. "I'm the little gingerbread baby, lucky as can be, to be living in the house that Maddie made for me. Look! Maddie was so smart to catch the gingerbread man in a gingerbread house, but he decided to let him live there. Oh, what a beautiful gingerbread house. And they became friends together. Is the end of that story the same as the other stories we've read? No, in the other stories, the fox ate the gingerbread man. In this story, Maddie built him a house. How sweet. I'll see you again soon.